Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you silence your cell phones and make note of the exit signs in the unlikely event of an emergency. Welcome to the 5th Annual Regional Educators Awards and Scholarship Program in the Clemens Fine Arts Center on the campus of the 5-time Aspen nationally ranked West Kentucky Community and Technical College. Event sponsors are Bronze Partners CSI, Chuck Murphy, Paducah Ford, Ken Wheeler, WPSD, Paducah Sun, Silver Partners, Community Financial Services Bank, CFSB, and Paducah Junior College Foundation, and our gold partner, Morrissey Constructors. Please welcome at this time our dynamic MCs, Lee Evans, Vice President of Institutional Advancement, and Dr. Hinder Lee, Vice President of
Hello, everybody, and welcome again. It is great to be here.
It's fantastic. President Reese, Mrs. Reese, Mr. Wilson.
We're delighted to see you here and to be live and in person.
It's remarkable to be here in person. Can't quite tell, but no masks? Yes? No masks. Good.
What was that, Dr. Reese? Did he say he would rather see some of us with our masks on? Is that what you said? No. Sure, no. He wouldn't say that.
Shall we continue?
So welcome again, and welcome to you, Offender. It's great to have you as co-MC.
Well, thank you. This is my first opportunity to help MC this fantastic event. This is a great tradition that we have here of honoring our region's educators, and their dedication plays a tremendous role in shaping the lives of students across the region, our leaders of tomorrow. But specifically, with this award ceremony, we are honoring the outstanding contributions of educators, administrators, staff, and supporters from pre-K through to 12th, and the vital role they all play in educating our region.
Yes, and we have some good news to share. For the first time this year, the grand winner of each of the 5 competitive categories will receive a cash prize.
That is good news. That's good news. It's a wonderful addition for the 5-year anniversary of this program.
And we also want to thank the Grace County High School Orchestra for the beautiful pre-show music they provided. And now, speaking again of cash, a very important part of this program is the Future Educators Scholarship, which benefits WKCTC students who are interested in pursuing education as a career. Proceeds from sponsorships for the program go directly to the Future Educators Scholarship Fund. So by serving as our sponsors, our partners for this program, each of the sponsoring organizations and individuals provides invaluable assistance to those who will educate the youth in our region, our future educators. I would now like to invite Mr. Billy Harper, owner of Morrissey Constructors, our gold partner for the evening, to the podium. Mr. Harper?
Thank you. I'm not sure if the mic's working or not here. Okay. I've had several people ask me who Morrissey is. Everybody expects Harper Industries when I show up. We've actually owned Morrissey for some 45 years. They were founded in the late 40s. But they're like your electricity. You really don't think about it, you just plug in. Morrissey's one of those companies that works in industry, behind the scenes, behind the gates. But they're the ones that do the heavy construction. It's a union contractor, and we want to highlight them and make them known in the community. And one of the things I'd like to do with Morrissey is dispel an education myth that you've always heard. If you get a college degree, you can make $1 million more than if you high school. I'm telling you that's not true. If you're willing to work hard, go through an apprenticeship program, we have several young men right now that are making over $100,000 a year. Now, granted, they're working hard, they're out in the weather, but they also are free spirits and usually deer hunting if they're not working. So, but I wanted to spell that we have done a disservice to our kids by insisting every one of them go to college, because it's not always the right thing for the right person. So I'm not putting college down, I'm just saying there are many alternatives to education. I too would like to welcome you here tonight. This event reminds me of Top Gun. It's the best of the best. There's really no losers here, and the real winners are the kids, the students that have learned because you have been willing to innovate, change, do something different. And many times you're spending your money, your extra time to make sure a student or students succeed. One of the things I think we can learn from COVID, and it's been terrible for all of us, but everybody had to innovate, do things different, change, and sometimes on the spur of the moment. We do that in industry all the time. We don't know what's coming next. It may be technology, it may be weather, it could be anything. We have to learn to turn on a dime. Education's had to learn that the last 2 years. I think the important thing now is how do we take what we've learned and use that going forward? I think we've learned it. Remote learning is not the right thing all the time, but it's one of the keys. So take what you've learned, how you've innovated, and multiply that into 10 times of how can I do things different? Because we don't need students that we needed 50 years ago. We need students that can think, are responsible, got what we call the soft skills. But teaching is the most important profession we have. And those of you, a lot of times will get, as a profession, bad mouth for this reason or that. But just remember, you touch more kids than anybody else, and you have more impact on their life. I've never heard anybody say, who was the most important person in their life? It will be a teacher somewhere along the way. So please keep up the good work. We're proud of you, and thank you very much, and thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Harper and Morrissey Constructors. And please join me in thanking all of our wonderful partners for this year's program. We appreciate their support and assistance for our region's future educators.
You know, many of our current education students volunteered to help with this event, and you've probably seen some of them. So we thank them for that. We also thank them for the contributions that they will make to education in the future.
And Upinder, someone who has made and continues to make wonderful contributions to education, is our WKCTC President, Dr. Anton Reese. Now in his 6th year as president here at WKCTC, Dr. Reese is in his 32nd year of working in higher education, striving to provide access and opportunities for all. Our Regional Educators Awards and Scholarship Program was developed from Dr. Reese's vision to recognize and honor our region's partners in education. It's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Reese to the podium to make some brief remarks and to introduce our keynote speaker for the evening.
Thank you so much. I cannot thank you all enough for being here on this really special and memorable evening as we celebrate the 5th Annual Regional Educators Awards. It is even more special that I realize that you chose not to go to Hairspray at the Carson Center, so I'm thankful that you are here. You know, as Lee mentioned, this vision that I was fortunate to, plant the seed, if you will, and rely on really great and capable people to make it happen. It's personal. As Mr. Harper mentioned, and correctly, that teachers do play a really impactful role in shaping our lives and who we are and who we inevitably become.
My immediate family, my youngest sister, Elisa, was a high school teacher in Miami for probably about 10 years. Now is in Houston, still teaching. My sister-in-law, Arnetta, in Bowling Green, taught elementary for over 30 years. And certainly being married to the First Lady, Cornelia Reese, her prior work here with Head Start, Family Resource Centers, and then in Knoxville with Project Grad. And for those of you, husbands, wives, friends, and loved ones who live with educators, you know that they go beyond just what they do on a daily basis, right? Including resources, funds, commuting other people's kids, mentoring, championing, etc. I mentioned to Connie, was probably about 2 weeks ago, talking about the impact on teachers. The singer Adele, some of you may have seen it, she had a special in the evening with Adele, the singer-songwriter. And the way she did the performance was she would sing a song and then, interestingly, open it up to the audience to ask any questions. And in one particular portion of it, she was asked who had the greatest influence on her. And she said it was when she was 12 years old, it was her English teacher who really taught her to be a really creative writer. Unscripted and unknown in the audience was that teacher 20 years later. And she brought her on stage and serenaded her. Talk about the power of teachers. And so I use that to set the stage as I get ready to introduce our speaker this evening, who has everything in his resume except singing and songwriting, I would note, but I may have to add that in. I am really incredibly delighted to introduce our speaker, Mr. George Wilson. Athlete, entrepreneur, philanthropist, activist, actor, and model. Yeah. So many, he didn't say modeling what? So many words can be used to describe the multi-talented George Wilson. Born and raised here in Paducah, this Southern gentleman surprised no one when he reached his goal of joining the NFL. George began his football career at Paducah Tillman High School before going to college, where he attended the University of Arkansas on an academic scholarship and was a walk-on to the Arkansas Razorback football team, graduating with a degree in business management administration. In 2004, he entered the NFL as an undrafted free agent wide receiver with the Detroit Lions and went on to join the Buffalo Bills as a wide receiver. In 2013, George joined the Tennessee Titans and in 2014 was named the special teams captain. His story of strength and dedication has led George to become a highly sought-after motivational speaker, which led him to the creation of the George Wilson's Safety Foundation. The goal of the foundation is to save adolescents from everyday trials of youth. And through his foundation's programs, he has used his skills as a tool to educate youth on how to survive in different environments. Since the program's inception in 2010, it has impacted the lives of, wait for it, more than 25,000 students. George's humanitarianism and focus on bettering his community and the lives of others has earned him the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award in 2009 and again in 2011. The Walter Payton Award honors players who demonstrate outstanding balance in their lives between civic and professional responsibilities. After completing the 2014 NFL season with the Tennessee Titans, George retired from football and began his transition into his next chapter in life. Prior to his final NFL campaign, he acquired beautiful farmland in western Kentucky from his grandparents and established the Phonograph Farms. He is currently developing the property to establish his presence in the Paducah business community while using it to continue his philanthropic efforts by bringing families together to create lifelong memories and meaningful experiences. We are so glad and proud to have George Wilson back in our community. And I really enjoyed our breakfast, even though I had to pay for it. Please join me in welcoming George Wilson, Paducah's own.
Next meal's on me. Thank you to the Dr. Reese and the faculty and staff here for welcoming and inviting me in to share a few moments with you all this evening as we highlight some of our heroes in our community. Before I go any further, teachers, you've been through a lot over these past 2 years. You've been on the front lines, just like the nurses and the doctors in the hospitals. You've had to be on the forefront of the innovative changes. You know, whoever thought we'd be teaching through a computer screen? And you think about the kids that you know that all their resources, all their meals, all their support came from being in your classroom, and now they have to learn and see you from afar through a computer screen. I don't take that lightly. I don't want to overlook those moments, those sacrifices that you and your families have had to make. Everybody else is concerned about their families during this pandemic, but you guys have had to be mindful and thinking about and planning for your students as well as your families. So before I go any further, I want everybody in here to please stand and give these teachers their flowers right now. Let's give them a hand. Time, something that we can never get back, something that never repeats itself, something that's so precious, we don't realize how precious it is until we get into our golden years of life. With you guys, teachers, you give it unselfishly every day. That makes you different. It makes you special. You spend more time with our kids than we do. You have just as much of an influence and an impact on their lives as parents do. It comes with a great deal of responsibility. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it's not easy. But you guys do it, and you make it look easy. Like the duck on the water. Above the water, it looks so graceful and smooth as it glides through the water, but you look just beneath the surface, and those feet are just busy pedaling away. You guys make it look good, and you make it look easy. But as a teacher, you're often asked to wear many hats. Some days you are just a teacher, but other days you're a nurse, you're a mother, you're an ambassador, a counselor, mediator, role model, a mentor, a listener, a coach, a regulator, an advisor, innovator. Many hats you wear. Because of these vital roles that you play in the lives of your students, teaching must never become a transactional experience. You must care all the time, not just when the student is at their best or properly following your instructions. If your students see and feel that you care, you will have their respect, and you will receive their best efforts on most days. Education should be a lifelong journey. And that journey begins with teachers leading the way. As a teacher, when you lead properly and show genuine care and concern, your students always return to say thank you, to tell you how much of a difference you made in their lives. It might not happen today, it might not happen next year, but they always find their way back to you. It's similar to the story you mentioned with Adele, Dr. Reese. And so I'm going to take you on my journey and highlight some of the teachers that made a difference in my life. Because I can stand here before you today and let you know that I am not where I am today on my own. And my family, my mom would second this. My teachers, my coaches, my principals had a huge impact on my life. Without teachers intervening before I crossed the line, teachers that instead of sending me to the office, put their arm around me and talked to me like I was their son and not a student. When I started school in kindergarten, I lived in Elmwood Court, and like many of the other kids, we walked to Morgan Elementary. It's funny saying this story, and she's sitting right in this front row. Miss Donna Hawkins was my first grade teacher. Every day she greeted us with a bright smile. Hair always laid and curly and looking beautiful every day. She was my real first introduction to education, to being in a class where there wasn't nap time and there wasn't recess. It was time to learn what being a student was all about, and she made that fun. We had a reading contest. Whoever read the most books in a certain amount of time got an award. My very first trophy of many is a reading contest trophy. If you ask my mom, it's my most valued trophy I have. Because that set the tone for my life. I learned achievement in the first grade. That set the tone for the rest of my life. In the first grade, I like the feeling of being recognized for my hard work. I like the feeling of getting a trophy to show off at home and then to my friends, hey, look at what I got. That set the tone for my life and showed me the importance and the value of education. So as I go throughout my educational journey, I never forget that first taste, that first step. And so in the second grade, we relocated to Forest Hills, and I changed schools. And I went to Clark School now. And so in the third grade, I had a teacher by the name of Miss Van Was. She's now Miss Grubbs. I also had her in the fifth grade too. And so Miss Grubbs, as I'm sure many of you have experienced with some of your students, was my first crush. She didn't know that I used to keep talking to get in trouble so I could stick behind after class and just have my time. She would just be I get all her attention. But when I would get in trouble, because I was a talker, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make this emotional, but I know it's personal. This is personal for me, and I think it's personal for you guys, so I feel comfortable doing this. But when I used to stay behind because I've gotten in trouble, I couldn't go out to recess. She's sitting me up there. She's like, George, you just can't do that. You just can't do that. And so she was very nurturing, very motherly. And that taught me, just like Miss Hawkins, but that taught me that and showed me that she cared beyond how I acted in her classroom. She poured into me because she wanted me to understand the importance of behaving right all the time, no matter where I was or who was watching. In the fourth grade, I had a teacher by the name of Miss Smallman. God rest her soul, she's since passed. Miss Smallman invested her time outside of the classroom with us. We had a contest, a competition with a project, a group project in class, and she took each and every group on different days, took us to her home, prepared a meal for us. We had dinner with her husband, and their daughter, Ellie. That's not common. A lot of people, when they get off work, they just want to go home and do what they like to do. She invested that time with us, brought us into her home, and made us feel welcome, to give us an experience that many of us probably never would be able to have. Throughout all my time at Clark, we had a PE teacher, Miss Jan Godwin. Miss Godwin gave me the platform to cultivate my leadership skills. When we used to do calisthenics to warm up, she saw that I always was leading when we counted. So she began to just say, "Hey, George, get everybody warmed up." Just a little thing like that. Something so small, it empowered me amongst my peers. I had to learn to be comfortable leading in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. She was also the Parks and Recreation coordinator here. And during her summers, again, outside of the school year, she would take a group of us to Hershey's track and field meets. She drove us. The city had these big old Suburbans we used to load up in and ride to these track meets. But Miss Jan Godwin helped me cultivate my leadership skills. Then I got to middle school. And if any middle school teachers, I saw George Ross in here, so I know he can understand what I'm about to say. It was my most difficult time. I mean, you got puberty and hormones, and then you start liking the opposite sex, and you never know what you're going to get when you walk through those doors. I'm certain of it. And so I was in the midst of an identity crisis. During this time, we're talking the early 90s. We're talking 93, 94. If you've been around Paducah, you know there was some dark days for this community. Crack cocaine really took a hold of this community and really shook us up. Every family was impacted by it in some form or fashion. And so, for me, that was a time where a lot of I won't say a lot, but some of my peers that I grew up with in my neighborhood began to dabble in drug trafficking. Then you also had the gang activity in the community. So all these things are going on. All these temptations, all these changes are going on about me. And I was having an identity crisis, trying to figure out, do I want to go left? Do I want to go right? In the 7th grade, I'm in the classroom, I'm talking. Teacher asked me to stop talking. I stopped talking. As soon as she turned around, I start talking again. So she tells me before she lets class out, "George, I want you to stay after class." Her name was Miss Patty Thompson. She sat me down and she scolded me. She told me that she expected more from me and of me, that I'm better than that. That people are looking at you, and when they see you act like that, they think that they can act like that. You're a leader. If you're going to lead the right way, George. made a huge impact on me. Huge impact on me. 8th grade, I was really smelling myself then. Really. Industrial arts class, Coach Augie Schiller, who designed the Tillman logo, original Tillman logo. Like I said, I was smelling and feeling myself. So he asked me to do something. I'm insubordinate. I'm not going to do it. I'm not listening. So then he walks up, he raises his voice, he walks over there closer, says, George, and gives me the instruction. I'm tough. No, I'm not. Again, I'm in an identity crisis. So he walked up behind me and he said, you're either going to do it or I'm going to make you do it. I stood up as if I was going to do something. He laughed at me. He laughed at me and said, George, go to the office. I get down there. It's when they had phones, so he had already called Miss Cynthia Austin, who was the principal at the time, already called her to let her know I'm on the way. She gets me in the office, and she hits me with, George, I know your grandfather, I know your grandmother, I know your entire family. You don't want me to call them. What's going on here? So we had a conversation. She gave me lunch detention, made me go and apologize. But they gave me some grace. They sat me down and talked to me. What's going on? You acting out of character. What's going on? What you thinking? What you feeling? They gave me some grace. And through that grace, I got a second chance. They didn't just cast me aside. They didn't judge me. They tried to understand me. And I got that second chance. But that helped to set the tone for my high school years, because we all know your high school transcript, your high school conduct record, that file follows you the rest of your life. I knew I was trying to get to the NFL, and I knew a part of that evaluation, I didn't know the extent of it at the time, but I knew they would at least look at my high school transcript. But when I got to high school, I was on a mission. I was out of that identity crisis. I was going to college to get my education, continue playing my football career. And then I was going to be on to the NFL. That was my objective. That was my goal. That was my perspective and mindset from the very first day I stepped foot in Paducah Tillman High School. But while I was there, I had even more of a support system through the teachers there. Miss Patsy Horton was my English teacher. And she was like my grandmother. Again, I'm a talker. George, be quiet, you're disturbing the class. George, I tried to sit around the girls, so they kind of had me distracted a little bit. She took me out of class, like, George, come on now. I know I go to church. We go to, Church of Christ. We go to church together sometimes. I know your grandfather, your grandmother. Come on, you're better than this. Come on, George. You're an athlete. You're a captain. You're a leader. Come on. Gave me some grace. She could have sent me to the office. Gave me some grace. Mr. Steve Smith was my French teacher. And since I just told you in the previous story that I would like to sit amongst the girls in class, then you know why I took French. But Mr. Smith made learning fun. He was a free spirit. And he was himself his true self, unapologetically. It's my first exposure to a homosexual male. He was my teacher. I only saw it before I took his class. Well, after I took French 1, I didn't see it anymore. I didn't see his sexuality. Here I am, alpha male, leader of the football team, school jock, if you will. I go in, I hug Mr. Smith. It's my guy. He cared. And I could tell you more stories. He gave me a lot of rope. A lot of rope. But Mr. Smith, like I said, he made it fun. But he was his true self. He didn't hide anything. He didn't hide his feelings. If he liked you, you knew that. If he didn't like you, you knew that too. Another teacher there, Coach Keith Adams, was also my English teacher while I was there. He had a sign as soon as you come in the classroom, be punctual, be prepared, be polite. I used to read it every day. Be punctual, be prepared, be polite. These are things that I didn't really appreciate or fully understand why he was trying to reinforce that, why it was the first thing we saw when we came in the classroom. Because as we adults in the room know, being on time is vital. It shows that you care. If you are prepared, you're not worried or nervous. If you're nice to everyone, try to see the good in everyone, you will make the world a better place. People will have a better experience with you. And there are more teachers. I just don't have the time. But no matter how far away I went, I always came back to visit my former teachers because they cared. I came back to see those bright smiles. I came back to feel those warm hugs. I came back to hear the excitement of their students in their classroom. I came back to tell those students how their teacher impacted my life. I came back to say thank you. I came back to say thank you for your patience, for your tolerance, for your compassion, for your love. Teachers, you're asked to do a lot. You have endured some difficult and trying times. You are not compensated the way that you should be. You don't always feel valued and appreciated. But if you are a teacher, you knew these things before you began your career. And yet you chose this life anyway. You chose this life because you are different, because you are special, because you care. Lead with love and compassion. Seek to understand rather than judge. Be present. Be connected. And I'll close with this. Students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. By Mr. John C. Maxwell. May God continue to bless you all and keep you all. You are the salt of the earth. You don't hear it enough, so I'm going to tell you again. We see you. We cherish you. We value you. We appreciate you. If you don't hear it enough, every time I see you guys, I'm going to tell you that again, okay? And just early congratulations for everyone that'll be receiving an honor tonight. Just thank you so much. You're such great people, and I just want you guys to continue to give your all. And even on days that you feel like you're not making a difference, just know that you are. Just keep trying and just keep leading with love and compassion, and you'll make a difference. It may not be today, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for those inspirational words, George. Thank you. And now we're ready to begin our awards presentation. West Kentucky CTC put out a call for nominations throughout the region and received many nominations from students, parents, colleagues. Nominees who completed the application process are the individuals being recognized here tonight. From pre-kindergarten to 5th grade, 6th to 12th grade, and of course, regional administrators as well.
And we'll also recognize recipients of this year's Cornelia Reese Unsung Hero Award, presented by WKCTC's First Lady, Mrs. Cornelia Reese, and the President's Awards, given by Dr. Reese. This year, 2 Unsung Hero Awards will be given, one for administrative staff and one for support staff. As we call nominees' names for each of the 5 categories, we'll share a brief excerpt taken from comments submitted by those who nominated them. And you can find more information about each nominee in your printed programs. We're almost ready to get started, but we're missing something, Epinder.
What?
We need the envelopes that contain the winners' names.
No? What? I got it. I got it. At this time, let's call on the best security that WKCTC can buy to bring in the envelopes, which, I must point out, look, they've been under lock and key up to this very moment.
Okay, do you want to unlock
Well,
the key?
I
Where's
need a key.
We need a key. A key.
Key would be
Did you
good.
bring a key?
Okay. What's that? Oh, no. I'm sorry. We got it.
There's the
Thank
key.
you. All right.
Okay, since you are doing the unlocking, I get to do the honor of actually retrieving the envelopes.
All right. Okay.
Ah,
All right.
thank you.
Thank
Here we
you.
go.
Thank you. A hand for West, Tom West.
Now, we're ready to introduce our first category, the 2022 Distinguished Faculty, pre-kindergarten through 5th grade. And we'll begin by hearing from a previous winner.
Winning this award has enabled me to look for a goal, and I see that goal within reach. I am now over a $5 million program that will help children in all kinds of ways. My nephew called me and said, Aunt Beverly, not only will your project be in Martin, Tennessee, but the board of directors are now going to place the Beverly Claybrooks Academies throughout the state of Tennessee. This award let me know you've got to keep on trucking. You got this. Keep on going. Keep on pushing. It's not about us. It's not about how many papers you have to grade. It's not about how many ball games you have to win. It's about the love that you give to your students. You are molding lives. And that's a serious thing. You have to build relationships. You must build memories. You must become an integral part of their lives. That's what real teachers do. If you have that passion, it is not a problem. It's a joy. It's a joy to be there with them and for them. This is a tough time. I know. You know. As long as you think of others rather than yourself, you'll be okay. And those students will pick right up on it, and they will be okay. And then when you drive home that afternoon, you can say, I did my best, Lord. I want to thank you.
Let's begin recognizing our nominees with Jennifer R. Byer, enrichment teacher, McNabb Elementary School. Although Jennifer is not able to join us this evening, her nominators describe her as the most extraordinary person they've ever met. One of them said, quote, I've known her for 18 years and she's by far the best teacher I know.
And next, Savannah Kelly Byer, second grade teacher, Morgan Elementary School. Savannah is in her second year as a classroom teacher, and in that short time, she's proven herself an excellent educator. She has a definite knack for delivering instruction and differentiating so each child has the best opportunity for success.
Cynthia S. Collins, kindergarten jumpstart teacher, Heath Elementary. Cynthia is so much more than a teacher, but a teacher is the title she carries the absolute best. According to one parent, she loved my child. She would rub his back when he was sick and showed a genuine compassion. Her patience in teaching these children is like nothing I could have ever expected.
Carrie L. Cornwell, third and fourth grade science teacher, Simpsonia Elementary School. Carrie is fun and innovative. She makes the most out of her time in the classroom, but also devotes a significant amount of time and resources outside what is required. It's not unusual for students who may not have experienced much success in school in the past to find something that ignites their passion in her classroom.
Natalie B. Crane, third grade teacher, Concord Elementary School. Natalie is an amazing teacher and absolutely loves her students. She understands that students who have been adversely affected by COVID will need to build relationships with their teachers before they can be served academically. She believes that once those relationships are built, everything else will fall into place.
Sarita L. Crouch, kindergarten teacher, Morgan Elementary School. Sarita goes above and beyond being a classroom teacher. She treats her students like family. She's always easy to work with. She'll go out of her way to help a fellow teacher, and she's all around a wonderful person and teacher.
Jill A. Dobson, second grade teacher, Concord Elementary School. Jill goes above and beyond for her students. She looks at each of her students individually and makes a plan that best fits them. She sets high goals and has high expectations for them and teaches them how to work hard to reach those goals.
Tiffany R. Fields, kindergarten teacher, Carr Elementary School. Tiffany is a rock star. Last year was her first year teaching, and she repeatedly went above and beyond in the classroom, in virtual learning, and as a school leader. She has created a safe, reliable environment for students. She's a standout teacher.
Adriana Fitzgerald, second grade teacher, Concord Elementary School. Adriana is a shining example of a committed teacher. She is patient, caring, and committed to her students and their families. She always keeps the lines of communication open and makes learning fun for her students.
Stephanie L. Gray, 5th grade math teacher, Clark Elementary School. Stephanie teaches one of the most difficult courses of study, math. There have been numerous students in her class that have done very well throughout their educational experience as a result of her teaching and tutoring methods. Miss Gray has no limits when it comes to supporting her students.
Carla B. Hagen Pfeiffer, 1st grade teacher, Clark Elementary School. Carla is one of the school's most fun teachers. The minute you step in her room, you can't help but smile. Her students feel like they can come to her if they need anything. Everyone should have a teacher they look forward to seeing every day, and Carla is most definitely that teacher.
Pamela R. Hammonds, 2nd grade teacher, Hendron Lone Oak Elementary School. Pamela is a truly amazing teacher, but more importantly, an amazing person. She is always available when needed, and she genuinely cares. Her classroom is run with honor and respect for all.
Hannah F. Hargrove, 4th grade science teacher, Morgan Elementary School. Hannah cannot join us this evening, but she's always the first to arrive, except tonight, and leaves long after all others have left for the day. She forges great relationships with each child and extends herself to facilitate our robotics team, as well as our STEAM team, according to her nominator. And she's a tireless advocate for students and never misses an opportunity to provide learning experiences for them.
Jared P. Hayes, music teacher, Ballard County Elementary School. Jared brings a level of excitement and energy to the music classroom that we've never seen before. He engages his students in learning, and he is engaged with them as well. He is a presence in the building who motivates, inspires, and challenges others to lead with a positive attitude.
Katie A. Hollowell, kindergarten teacher, Concord Elementary School. Katie loves each of her students despite their differences and approaches the challenges that our COVID world presents with the student at heart. She is going to make sure that each student succeeds no matter the circumstances.
Jennifer Hopper, 3rd grade teacher, Ballard County Elementary School. Jennifer is a natural educator. She is organized in manner and thought. She has honed her experience to a fine point and can teach at expert levels. She never asks for recognition, but is well deserving of it.
Whitney Howard, 2nd grade teacher, Concord Elementary School. Whitney is an exceptional educator with amazing knowledge in her content area and overall expertise in elementary education. She is always willing to go above and beyond for her students.
Kate Lambert, 5th grade teacher, Clark Elementary School. Kate is not only a teacher, but she's like a mom to her students. She's all about helping students gain confidence. I believe she's the reason many kids go on to middle school prepared and feeling like they are going to make it.
Ashley Mitchell, kindergarten teacher, Heath Elementary School. Unfortunately, Ashley cannot be with us tonight, but we understand that she truly cares for each of her students. According to one nominator, my daughter comes home every day and tells me what she learned and the fun stuff she was able to do at school. She went from failing and miserable to succeeding and longing for school.
Erin Murphy, 4th grade teacher, Heath Elementary School. Erin is an exceptional educator. She has made learning even the most difficult subjects not only attainable, but fun. As a fellow educator, said her nominator, I'm in a unique position to notice the work she does and I'm so grateful for her.
Haley C. Overstreet, fourth grade teacher, Ballard County Elementary School. Haley is well organized and understands strategies that help students learn. More importantly, she cares for her students. She cares not just for their learning and education, but for the whole child. She acts as teacher, nurse, caregiver, friend, or whatever her students need, all the while providing students with excellent educational opportunities.
Nora U. Ranzi, elementary school teacher, Callaway County Schools. Nora works tirelessly for her students, families, and our community. She has a passion for making sure others have what they need to be ready to learn. She advocates for students and teachers of color so that all kids have teachers they can relate to.
Brittany Riley, third grade teacher, Morgan Elementary School. Brittany is compassionate beyond understanding and holds no barriers of loving her students or parents. The pandemic has caused many issues, but Brittany's goal is to help her students and students across the district rise above the issues it has caused and be better for it.
Melanie Smith, reading specialist, Paducah Independent Schools. Melanie is a tireless advocate for all students. She enjoys great success in moving the achievement needle, bringing outstanding numbers of her students to proficiency. But it's her dedication to the success of all students that is truly admirable.
Lana R. Starnes, first grade teacher, Concord Elementary School. Lana is a master teacher who works tirelessly for all of her students. She can read her classroom and meet them exactly where they need to be met. She challenges students to become masters of their work. She is a vital team player.
Wendy S. Stewart, first grade teacher, Fulton County Elementary School. And Wendy brought her fan club with her. Wendy makes every student feel a part of the learning environment, and her students excel every year. She is loved and respected by all of the teachers, staff, and administrators.
Angie Tabor, preschool teacher, Lone Oak Elementary. Angie goes above and beyond with every student she has to make sure they are at their highest level of learning. Students she had 24 years ago will hug her and tell her what a difference she has made in their lives years later.
Andrea Danielle Tyler, fifth grade teacher, South Marshall Elementary School. Andrea's love for students is evident by spending just a few moments in her classroom. But every administrator loves some data, so more evidence is found in her grade level having the highest attendance percentages. Her students want to be with her every day.
Ray Ann Veazey, speech language pathologist, Paducah Public Schools. Ray Ann is one of Morgan's go-to teachers. As their speech pathologist, she has quite a caseload of students to maintain, but when there is a shortage elsewhere, Ray Ann fills the gap. She does this with the best attitude and is motivated by what is best for our students and their school.
Reba L. Wiggins, kindergarten and second grade teacher, Concord Elementary School. Reba is a favorite teacher. She is proactive and promptly responsive in communications with her students' parents. She's very caring and loving and a great motivator to her students. And our apologies, we got out of alphabetical order. And now we would like to ask Michelle D. Franklin to come forward, please. And please refer to your printed programs for all of the great information about Michelle. Michelle, you are with, what school are you with and what grades do you teach? First grade at Simpsonia Elementary. Thank you, Michelle. And Emily R. Gray, please come forward. Again, please refer to your printed program for great information about Emily. Emily, you are with what school and what grade? Kindergarten at Concord Elementary. Dana Wilson. And Dana, you are with what school and what grade? Preschool at Concord Elementary, Dana Wilson. Dana's passion and love for her children is evident in the relationship she forms with her pre-K students. A parent states that her autistic son, who struggled with academics and daily activities, made amazing progress, all because of Dana. And now we're ready to announce the two finalists for the 2022 Distinguished Faculty for Pre-Kindergarten through 5th Grade Award. Brittany Riley, Morgan Elementary School's 3rd grade teacher. Carrie L. Cornwell, Simpsonia Elementary School 3rd and 4th grade teacher.
And the winner of the 2022 Distinguished Faculty for Pre-Kindergarten through 5th Grade Award is, envelope please. Cynthia Collins, Heath Elementary School.
Well, I'm very shocked. I had to talk myself in coming because it was raining and I was tired, but I'm glad I did. So it is an honor, and I thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Let's give a hand for all our nominees. Our next category is Distinguished Faculty 6th through 12th grades.
I was sort of blown away that I won, actually, because I think there are so many phenomenal educators that I have the pleasure of working with and I've seen over the years. It was special, humbling, and shocking all at the same time that they selected me to win. It's fun because it's recognition that what you're doing is important and you're sort of honing your craft and becoming a specialist and getting really good at what you do, and that's always fun. But I felt like last year, every teacher in the world deserved a trophy. Teachers just have the biggest heart for other human beings. They work so hard. I'm really proud to be a teacher. I think it's one of the most important jobs that anybody can have, because what you're doing today is going to impact them in the future, and that is going to impact our community and our world. So not just the content that we're teaching, but how to treat other people and how to be kind and how to problem solve. All of those are really important, and that's what teachers get to do every day. I can't think of anything more important. I think why I'm so inspired by other educators is because of what teaching is at its core. It's not just understanding your content, although you do have to do that. You need to understand what you are teaching very well, but the art of teaching is what makes teaching so tricky but beautiful. How do you effectively reach every kid in your classroom and develop those relationships and use theater and voice and physical, tangible objects, like whatever it is that you have to do to help kids understand what you're trying to teach them. When you see a good teacher in action, I love it. It's a beautiful, creative, it's science and art mixed together. If done effectively, is very powerful. This award is magnificent because it gives educators an opportunity to receive that huge shout out that they need. I walk through the hallways every day when I come to Paducah Middle School and I say thank you. I give every teacher a shout out every day that I can. Thank you for coming to work and working with kids. So way to go, teachers. You're amazing. Educators are awesome.
And now, our first nominee for Distinguished Faculty, 6th through 12th grades, is Courtney Brantley, Family and Consumer Sciences teacher, McCracken County High School. Courtney is organized, creative, and knowledgeable about her subject. She makes her classroom a safe place, builds relationships professionally and respectfully, and is an expert at building exciting lesson plans that keep students engaged.
Clay Burgess, orchestra teacher, McCracken County Public Schools. Clay is an outstanding orchestra teacher. Under his direction, the Reedland Middle School Orchestra flourished and won the NAHM Award for Music 2 years in a row. His dedication to his students is remarkable. Clay inspires his students to believe in themselves and work at improving their art.
Stephanie McDowell Carter, English Language Arts teacher, McCracken County High School. Stephanie is an excellent teacher, dynamic leader, and respected colleague. She provides encouragement in a way that makes her students want to do better and be better, whether in the classroom or the community. Her commitment to student success in education will have ripple effects for many years to come.
Suzanne Hayes Davis, 6th grade reading teacher, Caldwell County Middle School. Suzanne utilizes her imagination to create one-of-a-kind lessons for her classes. She loves allowing her students to use their artistic abilities and imagination to create projects related to the books they're reading. She has an amazing ability to craft lessons that allow her students to relate reading to their passions and everyday life.
Amanda Carol Elrod, mathematics teacher, Livingston Central High School. Amanda is beloved by her students and our audience, apparently, for her friendly and easygoing personality, but also because they know she deeply cares for each and every one of them. She spends countless hours creating individual strategies for her students.
Elaine R. Ferris, special education teacher, Lone Oak Middle School. Elaine is the epitome of a loving and caring teacher. Her students not only make progress, but flourish because of the care and dedication she puts into her job. She advocates for her students' needs and is always working to ensure their success in and out of the classroom.
Tyler Franklin, athletic performance coach, Murray High School. Tyler is a valuable asset to have at Murray High because of his attitude and work ethic. He's an innovative and hardworking teacher who is constantly looking to better relate to and support his students.
Lorena Godinez, Spanish teacher, Mayfield Independent Schools. Lorena worked tirelessly in the aftermath of the December tornado to translate for people seeking shelter at the high school. After the tornado, Lorena became a member of the Parks and Recreation Board to represent the Hispanic community and to help them find affordable housing. She also serves as a translator for the incident management team.
Andrea Heisner, allied health science instructor, McCracken County High School. Andrea has been a leader and an amazing role model for our future health career students. She has spent countless hours helping students with health-based competitions and providing them with volunteer opportunities in our community.
Sarah F. Hultman, mathematics teacher, Murray High School. Sarah is an excellent educator who is constantly going above and beyond to help her students and school. She wears many hats and is willing to take on new roles each year to work on school culture, while also working diligently to support her classes.
Laura Youngblood James, Explore teacher and 6th, 7th English language arts teacher, South Marshall Middle School. Laura's dedication to her profession is first rate. She holds herself to a very high standard to ensure she is always doing what is best for her students. In addition to work in the classroom, Laura demonstrates leadership skills and does more than what is expected.
Alyssa Kate Moore, English language arts teacher, Mayfield High School. Unfortunately, she cannot be with us tonight, but a round of applause for her as well.
Robert Wade Morse, English Department Chair, Paducah Tillman High School. Wade works diligently to create a love for literature in his students. He helps students see literature as a way to analyze feelings and thoughts, express ideas, and a way to find representation and voice. His students learn to express their thoughts and do so with respect to ideas that differ from their own.
Catherine E. Murphy, 6th grade English teacher, Lone Oak Middle School. Catherine's nominator said she makes her class fun. She's really sweet and does a wonderful job teaching the kids.
Jarrett K. Nance, social studies educator, Paducah Tillman High School. Jarrett pours his heart and soul into teaching. He cares about his students and wants to ensure every student reaches their full potential. He is an outstanding teacher and supporter of the Paducah community.
Alexandria Phillips, language arts and reading teacher, Paducah Middle School. Alexandria positively motivates everyone around her with a bright and energetic attitude. What makes her special is that she takes her knowledge and examines how to most effectively infuse it into her classroom in a way that will get her students excited about learning.
Kelly Jane Rotman, Spanish teacher, McCracken County High School. Kelly will go above and beyond for students. She always puts their education and their personal needs above her own. Her classroom is a place where education and community combine to make one family.
Amy Sherry Scott, special education teacher, McCracken County.
Is Amy coming up? Is Amy here? Amy was apparently unable to make it this evening. Morgan Andrell Wade, Spanish and marketing teacher, Fulton Independent School District. Morgan is an amazing teacher who has come back to teach at the school she grew up in and graduated from. Morgan finds ways to make learning fun, no matter the age group. She's a team player who wants to see her students and the school succeed.
Lauren Williams, family and consumer sciences teacher, McCracken County High School. Lauren is an inspiration to her students and fellow educators. She has a passion for her subject that is contagious. Over the last few years, Lauren has taken that passion and led her students in the fight against tobacco and vaping. Because of her encouragement, one of her students has been offered an internship in DC this summer.
Becky Brown Wright, government and economics teacher, Community Christian Academy. Becky's students say she is always there for them, especially when she has rough days. As written by one of her students, she was always nice, and she helped me a lot.
Our final nominee in this category is Sean Allen Yarbrough, special education teacher, Paducah Middle Schools.
Public schools.
In the words of one parent, when our whole household was quarantined and some of us were sick with COVID, Sean came to our house and taught our child through our glass front door. Not only did he go out of his way to educate our child in this setting, he also checked in on our whole family. The finalists for the 2022 Distinguished Faculty 6th through 12th Grade Award are Robert Wade Morse, Paducah Tillman High School English Department Chair. Elaine R. Ferris, Lone Oak Middle School Special Education Teacher.
And the winner of the 2022 Distinguished Faculty for 6th through 12th Grade Award is, the envelope please, offender. Courtney Brantley, McCracken County High School.
Not expecting this at all. I was like, there's so many other people who deserve this, not me. But thank you so much, and I appreciate it.
Congratulations. Let's give a round of applause for all of our nominees.
Our next category is the 2022 Distinguished Administrator Award.
The Regional Educators Award means so much to me because we are a small district in rural Western Kentucky. And to have two teachers from a small district in rural Western Kentucky to be nominated and then recognized for this award, it's just so special. We work so hard to provide for our students, for our community, and to recognize the work that we do here is amazing. Quality education in any area is essential. When you're in an area that is small, that is rural, it is exponentially important. One of our goals is to get them to come back home and to work and to bring their skills to our community, bring businesses, bring industry, be creative. You know, we want our children to be career ready, to have dreams, to go anywhere that they could possibly go to fulfill their career choices. But for our students to be able to come home, to be able to work, to be able to grow the next generation, that's just special. My inspiration to teach came early on in my career. I was a first-year teacher, not sure that teaching was going to be for me because first-year teachers have a lot of growing to do. And so my husband and I, we had our first child. He was born with spina bifida. We were blessed to have him for 18 months, but unfortunately he was called home early. But what I had was a team of teachers, students who were wonderful, who were invested, who wanted to help, who wanted to work with not just me, but my child. And from that, I really knew I was going to stay in education. And not only stay in education, work with young children. And in fact, the first group of children that I taught, I'm still in contact with that group of children. We are talking 28 years later. And to see how their paths and where their lives have gone has just been amazing to me.
Our first nominee for Distinguished Administrator is Jody Belt, Assistant Principal and Instructional Coach, Reedland Intermediate School. Jody has been instrumental in helping lead us through the COVID pandemic. She's a calming voice, and she crafts lessons for students throughout the school which address their specific academic needs. She is invaluable and makes a positive impact for everyone.
Alyssa Lauren Binkley, Assistant Principal, Ballard County Elementary School. Alyssa has an excellent relationship with administration, support staff, and certified staff, and is always ready to lend a hand or listen. She is a tech wizard and always willing to help a teacher with tech in her classroom.
Amy Scroggins Carrico, Principal Guidance Counselor, Community Christian Academy. Amy is an effective school leader for teachers and students. She knows all of the students in the school, and she provides methods for staff to improve their teaching. She cares about students and staff and is encouraging and supportive.
Perry Collins, Director of People Personnel, Hickman County Schools, who could not be here with us this evening, but deserves a round of applause.
Kim M. Dublin, Principal, Fulton County Middle School. Kim works tirelessly each and every day for the students. She gives of herself without expecting anything in return. She loves her students and staff and demonstrates that through words and actions on a daily basis.
William Billy Edwards III, Principal, Mayfield High School. The night of the tornado in December, people who lost their homes just started coming to the high school. During the next 2 weeks, Billy spent every day at the gym helping people to get supplies. According to one nominator, we were all humbled by his willingness to give up his needed time to help those who had been so badly affected by the tornado.
Jonathan Reed, principal, Hendron Lone Oak Elementary School. Jonathan is always eager to step up and step in at a moment's notice, willing to fill any position in the school to help maintain consistency and keep things flowing smoothly. He has been known to work late into the evenings, fulfilling anything from his duties as principal to covering for sick custodians.
Jico E. Ross, principal, Paducah Middle School. The ideal middle school is an educational environment in which each and every adolescent has a reason, a family, a group in which to exist and make connections. Jico has developed a system in a very short time that addresses this most important aspect for middle school students, school culture.
Erin Nicole Saunders, assistant principal, Morgan Elementary School. Erin is the glue that holds our whole school together. She's the behind-the-scenes individual who takes care of all of the tasks of a school so that teachers can focus on curriculum and instruction. When a teacher needs something, Erin finds a way to provide for that need.
Eleanor Mills Spry, retired director, St. Mary's School System. Although now retired, Eleanor spent more than 30 years in education. When she began her tenure at St. Mary, the school system was in need of strong leadership. St. Mary benefited from her thoughtful expertise and knowledge of education.
Courtney Story, principal, Simpsonia Elementary School. Courtney's nominator said she's the best thing to happen to Simpsonia Elementary in a long time. She's made a huge positive impact since beginning as principal, and she works hard to make sure all of her staff and students are giving their best. She makes learning enjoyable.
Angie Woods, assistant principal, McCracken County High School. Angie exemplifies everything a school wants in a leader: dedicated, hardworking, understanding, encouraging, and giving. Her passion is contagious. She has the ability to promote the big picture vision, all the while being a supporter of individual strengths and abilities.
And our final nominee in this category is Kelly Workman, assistant principal, Clark Elementary School. Kelly is a first-time administrator and has worked very hard to become one of the best. She comes in early and stays late and never backs down from anything. She has been seen painting walls in the school, serving food, pulling weeds, mopping, and even cleaning bathrooms. And now, the two finalists for the 2022 Distinguished Administrator Award are William Billy Edwards III, Mayfield High School Principal. Jonathan Christopher Reed, Hendron Lone Oak Elementary School Principal.
And the winner of the 2022 Distinguished Administrator Award is, envelope please. Jico Edward Ross. Paducah Tillman Middle School principal.
I told them I didn't have to prepare a speech because I just knew with the pedigree on this stage that I would just be clapping. But y'all, I appreciate this so very much. To the faculty and students of Paducah Middle School, this is really their award. This is my first year. I've got some friends here as well from Livingston County Schools. And I appreciate the start that I was able to get there as an administrator, and it just continues. But you all, everything that's been stated, Mr. Wilson, your kind words to all of us as educators, keep it going. We're in the home stretch. We can make it. Thank you all, and thank you so much again.
Congratulations. And one more round of applause for all of our nominees, please. Our next category is the Cornelia Reese Unsung Hero Staff Awards.
Winning the Regional Educators Award, the Unsung Hero Award, in my friend's honor was very special. Cornelia Reese and I have worked together for years. In fact, when I was hired as the first coordinator of Family Resource Centers for McCracken County Schools, they sent me to Paducah Public Schools because they already had 3 coordinators. And so I met with Cornelia and Erna Boykin and Olivia Burr, and from there grew a great friendship, and then Cornelia and I worked together for many years. So it was very special to win an award that's named after my friend in her honor. The schools need our Family Resource Centers so much because our teachers will end up doing all of the things that we provide. We take care of the non-cognitive barriers, and it could be as simple as needing school supplies, or needing a coat in the winter, or needing shoes, or needing counseling or dental services. When we team together and we can take care of those non-cognitive things, then we're helping our students to become so much more successful. Working for 27 years in the McCracken County School District, serving primarily the Farley and Reedland communities, I see so much change that's happened in that community, so many needs that are there in that community. And so to see those families now being productive citizens means a great deal. If I'm in the grocery, they'll come up, "Do you remember me? You're the one who gave me shoes. You're the one who got me school clothes. You're the one who bought that dress for my dance or for my graduation." To know that those little things were done with great love to make an impact on those children, and that they haven't forgotten what I've done for them. I think about one student who I had the honor of nominating for an award this past year for her service to the community. And so that's kind of a full circle moment to pour into a family, and now to see her pouring into the community and to recognize her as a great honor.
Now we'll begin the Cornelia Reese Unsung Hero Awards presented by WKCTC's First Lady. The first nominees are in the administrative staff category.
Our first nominee is Beth Baker, Director of the Marshall Mission, Marshall County High School. Beth has been an invaluable member of MCHS since she started working there. She helps countless students with everything from basic needs to mentoring to homework. She is kind and always has a smile and a nice word for everyone.
LaToya Benberry, Kids Company 2 Director, McNabb Elementary School. LaToya has taken the Family Resource Center and created a place for families, students, and staff to have a voice about their school. The programs she has implemented have been thoughtful, innovative, and inclusive. She's a shining star in our district and in our group of Family Resource Centers in Western Kentucky.
Signe Clayton, Guidance Counselor, Lone Oak Middle School. Unfortunately, Signe can't join us, but let's give her a round of applause.
Amanda Ellington, Site Coordinator for the 21st Century Program, Hendron Lone Oak Elementary School. Amanda always has a smile on her face and is up for a good laugh. She takes her time with the children and recognizes each child by name. She helps all the children at Hendron reach their full potential.
Jared Jabbar Frazier, Therapeutic Support Specialist, Morgan Elementary School. Jared has boundless energy and has completely revolutionized how a social worker operates. Each and every day, he greets each child at Morgan Elementary. He facilitates outstanding opportunities for student growth. Jared also makes home visits and takes the time to know all his families so he better understands the challenges and attributes of each child.
I showed it. That's all right.
Anissa Johnson, Guidance Counselor, Clark Elementary School. Anissa's nominator said she has been the backbone of our school for over 20 years. Her dedication to the families of Clark School is an example to others for how to build relationships. Not only is she a go-to for our families, but also for our staff.
Tana M. Jones, Family Resource Center Coordinator, Wingo Elementary School.
Yes.
Tana assists the students who attend Wingo Elementary and plays a huge part in coordinating the Community Christmas Store, fundraising events for Family Resource Centers, and is also a member of the Community Early Childhood Council for Grace Marshall, which assists children from birth to 5 years of age.
Carrie Moore, Family Resource Coordinator, Lone Oak Elementary School. Carrie works at 2 schools with close to 1,000 students. She knows all of their names and families. She seeks out where she's needed without being asked or told. She never skimps when it comes to her families and believes that all students need an equal playing field.
Ann M. Simmons, School Counselor, Murray High School. Ann is an amazing educator who covers all the bases for Murray High. She is an experienced counselor who maintains a wide array of responsibilities for the school and students. She's a great listener and an excellent counselor. She is truly an asset to both the faculty and the staff.
Heather Schwingler, Tech Support Professional, Reedland Intermediate School. Heather is one of those behind-the-scenes staff members that our students and staff could not do without. She is essential to the education of all Reedland students. Heather is always ready with a smile and an encouraging word.
And our final nominee for this category is Brandon Uzzle, Family Ties Director, Fulton County Schools. Brandon is a great advocate for parents and works diligently to serve not only the family, but the students as well. He greets the students at the elementary school every morning to start their day out right, and then spends the rest of the day meeting the needs of students throughout the building. The 2 finalists for the 2022 Cornelia Reese Unsung Hero Administrative Staff Award are Ann M. Simmons, Murray High School Counselor. Brandon Uzzo, Fulton County School Family Ties Director.
And the winner of the 2022 Cornelia Reese Unsung Hero Administrative Staff Award is, envelope please, Appender. Latoya Benberry, McNabb Elementary School.
Wow, I was not expecting that, but if we could take a scene from Mean Girls, I'd break this into pieces and give all of you a little bit. But I want to dedicate this to my McNabb family. Teresa Spann, my principal, she's awesome to work for. My Frisk family that's here tonight, I'm so proud of all of us. So thank you guys, and I appreciate it.
Latoya. Let's congratulate again all of our nominees. I love the enthusiasm we see from the audience when we announce the nominees. It's so fun to be up here and to get to call names and have people be so excited from when they hear their name.
I'm telling you, this stage may not be big enough.
Our next category this evening is the Cornelia Reese Unsung Hero Support Staff Award.
Our first nominee is Dina Anderson, Data Technology Specialist, Fulton County High School. Dina has been at Fulton County for 30 years and has served as a board secretary and the attendance clerk, and is also the Infinite Campus go-to person in the district. She's very knowledgeable in her area and is quick to offer help, set up staff and students in Infinite Campus, and run any needed reports.
Brenda Arrington, Secretary and Attendance Clerk, Ballard County Schools. Brenda was unable to attend this evening.
Matt Darnell, Custodian, Caldwell County High School, is also unable to be here, but let's give him a round of applause.
Todd Moore, Maintenance Supervisor, Paducah Public Schools. Todd seems to always find a way. He's very resourceful and shows great initiative. He truly cares about our students, faculty, and staff, and will not leave the building until the job is completed. This man, his nominator said, would give the shirt off his back to help anyone at any time.
Alfred Grady Jr. Ramage, Custodian, Livingston Central High School. Unfortunately, Mr. Ramage passed away in December of 2021 after serving 14 plus years as the head custodian maintenance director for Livingston Central High School. Accepting this recognition for Mr. Ramage is his sister, Ashley Rupke. Mr. Ramage has been called a hidden hero. On top of his duties to make sure the facility was as clean and safe as possible, he went above and beyond to care for his students.
Wanda K. Rouse, Administrative Assistant, Paducah Public Schools. Kay is not only the most caring and genuine person you'll ever meet, she is an expert. She runs the ship from behind the scenes, but doesn't want any glory. Kay selflessly makes sure everyone is taken care of, both personally and professionally.
Jimmy H. Smith, custodian, Fulton Independent Schools. Jimmy takes an extreme amount of pride in his buildings and how they look for students and staff. He can be counted on to cover another person's shift if the need arises, will come in early to complete a day's work, and has endeared himself to the faculty and students at the elementary school over the years.
Christy N. Sulcer, after-school program coordinator, Reedland Intermediate School. Christy has done an amazing job with the after-school program. She goes above and beyond the expectations of an after-school program coordinator, and she does it with a great attitude.
Tammy G. Thompson, Counseling Administrative Assistant, Murray High School. Tammy is a do-it-all person who can and will handle all duties responsibly and professionally. She's always on top of not only her tasks, but also the counseling calendar, so the office runs on a schedule without missing deadlines. She's always on the spot, prepared, and knows the answer to all questions. She's amazing at her job.
Annika L. Wilson, Instructional Assistant, Paducah Independent Schools. Annika was unable to attend, but let's give her a round of applause.
And our final nominee in this category is Kimberly J. Wilson, Finance Secretary, Bookkeeper, Paducah Independent Schools. Kim does an outstanding job keeping Morgan's accounts well managed. Additionally, she takes on all the other duties of the office, from answering the phones, to keeping schedules and calendars, to facilitating the Career Leadership Program, where students visit places in the community to learn about future jobs.
The two finalists for the 2022 Cornelia Reese Unsung Hero Support Staff Award are Annika Wilson, Paducah Public Schools Instructional Assistant. Again, Annika could not be here, but we will make sure to get her award to her. And Wanda K. Rouse, Paducah Public Schools Administrative Assistant for Personnel.
The winner of the 2022 Cornelia Reese Unsung Hero Support Staff Award is, envelope please, Todd Moore.
First of all, I want to thank God Almighty, my family, and my Paducah City School family most of all. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. take your seats. Next, Dr. Anton Reese will present WKCTC's 2022 President's Awards. The President's Awards honor individuals who have served in multiple roles in education, helping students find success along their educational journey. Dr. Reese?
Thank you. Our first President's Award this evening is the 2021-22 Challenger Learning Center Outstanding Educator Award. Challenger Learning Center Director on cue, Melissa Duncan, will help present this award. This year's award goes to Jill Rogers. Jill has been a lead 5th grade teacher at Community Christian Academy for 12 years and taught kindergarten for 2 years at the academy. She works on various committees, including the CCA's leadership team and the Curriculum Strategic Planning Committee. She was nominated for the Distinguished Faculty Award Pre-K through 5 in 2019 and has participated in the Challengers Learning Center's in-service each summer since 2008. Join me again in congratulating Ms. Rogers. The next recipient of the President's Award is Dr. William Murphy. Dr. Murphy is a professor emeritus of mechanical engineering and former director of the University of Kentucky's College of Engineering's Paducah campus. Beginning in '98, Dr. Murphy was instrumental in shaping the unique program that offers engineering degrees through a 2+2 program here in Paducah. The University of Kentucky, in collaboration with WKCTC, offers studies leading to a bachelor's degree in mechanical and chemical engineering. He's a graduate of the University of Kentucky and Purdue University. He worked as a process engineer for E.I. DuPont in West Virginia before starting his teaching career. Please join me in congratulating Bill Murphy for his distinguished career. Is Bill here? Bill, are you here? All right. All right, thank you, Bill. Our next President's Award goes to a woman who should have service as her middle name. A Paducah Tillman High School graduate, Donna Newsom Hawkins, received an Associate's in Science degree for what was then Paducah Community College. She went on to get her bachelor's and master's degree from Murray State University and taught for 29 years for Paducah Public Schools, where she served as a supervising teacher and a resource teacher, among many other positions, and apparently a first grade teacher also for George Wilson. She began serving as the interim pastor of Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church and accepted the call to pastor in 2015. A talented musician, Donna plays often for several different churches and continues to be an active community leader. And I'm thankful that we tricked her to be here tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you so very much. This award should be presented to my students. I began teaching here in Paducah City in 1978. I was only 11 years older than my 5th grade students. I thank God for the opportunity to serve wonderful students like George Wilson. J.T. Crawford, who is in the booth, was my first grade student. Stephanie Gray, my student teacher. I thank God for the opportunity to serve. God bless you. Thank you for this award.
And our last President's Award goes to McCracken County Superintendent Steve Carter. Steve has been superintendent since 2019, bringing 23 years of experience in education to his position in McCracken County, earning his Master's of Arts in Educational Administration from Murray State University. He served previously as a school administrator in Crittenden County for 3 years as Director of People Personnel and as Deputy Superintendent in Union County, leading various departments. He also led McCracken County Schools' diversity efforts, which included the establishment of a multicultural club and a community outreach and diversity coordinator. A great partner in education in Western Kentucky. Come on up, Steve. Oh, he's already here. Steve Carter, all right.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's take this photo.
I think it's the first time I've ever snuck up on Dr. Reese. So, I'd just like to thank all of my staff and the people in this room. Through most of our trainings, we told we would have long days. I hope we don't have 15 long days of flattening the curve ever again. It's been a challenge, but it's a testament to McCracken County, Western Kentucky, of the job that we do serving our students. So, I appreciate this, but, we do what we need to do to change people's hearts, to change their minds, and thank you for what you do on a daily basis.
Thank you. So really, as we close this memorable evening, I definitely, on behalf of West Kentucky Community and Technical College, want to thank each and every one of you for coming out this evening. Let's give again, one more time, all of our nominees and winners a great round of applause. It is really great being able to celebrate, as we call it, this Oscar-style ceremony. No one rushed the stage, but I had George, so I think I was okay. In saying that, I definitely want to thank George Wilson for really a powerful keynote. George, if you... Yes, sir. And last but certainly not least, as we conclude this portion, if you will, of this 5th anniversary of the Regional Educators Awards, I definitely want to thank all of the staff, coordinators, or MCs for the evening, Dr. Mahan Lee, and certainly all of those in the booth working the technical efforts, marketing. I want to thank everyone. What we would like to do then at this point, because then it is always the rush for the photo opportunity, we want to give all of our nominees the opportunities to exit out so we can get you all stage and set up for those photos. And we know that many family members want to take photos as well. So if we allow our nominees to head first to the lobby, and then everyone else will follow. So we will see you there. And we look forward to seeing you in 2023 for the 6th anniversary, bigger, better, broader, and far-reaching. Thank you all for what you do, and have a good evening and a good night.